So if you guys had the budget of rupees 40,000 rupees to buy a new smartphone, especially for cameras, then congratulations, you guys are richer than me. But there are a lot of options around this range, so you can get easily confused. And so today I'm bringing a list of 7 such devices which will not only be good in cameras but a decent performance and a decent battery life, so that you guys could continue making vlogging or making reels without any issues. So this is Ridip and this is the best camera phones under the price of rupees 40,000 rupees. So starting right off with the phones that are priced around 35,000 rupees, and in this range I have picked 3 phones, and at number 3 we have the iQOO Neo 9 Pro, which is basically the best gaming device under this price category, all thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that is inside this phone, along with a minimum of 8GB of RAM and 128GB of UFS 3.1 internal storage, a 5160 mAh battery along with a 120W charger in the box. But actually the main camera also performs really good for the price. This one has a 50MP with OIS IMX920 sensor as the main camera, and an 8MP ultra wide angle camera and a 16MP front camera. Now you can shoot up to 8K 30fps or 4K 30 or 60fps from the main camera, and yeah, the photo quality or the video quality is decent enough for the price. Yes, it does have some exposure shifting issues or color shifting issues, but overall the main camera is a really good one on this one. But yes, the ultra wide angle camera and the front camera doesn't perform as great as the main camera. The ultra wide angle camera can shoot at 1080p up to 60fps, and the front camera is only restricted up to 1080p 30fps. But for 35,000 rupees for the base storage price, you're not only getting a good performance device but also the main camera of this particular phone is a really good one. So yeah, if you wanted a good performing phone not only for gaming but also will help you in video editing, then this device might be for you. But also a lot of people does not like the software or the build quality of the iQOO Neo 9 Pro. So for those reasons you could buy the number 2 phone in this list, that is the Nothing Phone 2. Yes, this phone was launched about 1 year ago, but still even to this date this phone is a very good phone in terms of performance and also in terms of cameras. This phone has a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 that even though is not as powerful as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 found in the iQOO Neo 9 Pro, but it really gives a decent performance when it comes to gaming or even video editing. But in terms of camera, it is also very good. It has a 50MP with OIS IMX890 sensor as the main camera and a 50MP ultra wide angle camera which uses a Samsung JN1 sensor, and also it has a 32MP front camera. Now this one can't shoot in 8K obviously, but even then the photo and especially the video quality coming from the main and the ultra wide angle camera is very good for the price. Both of them can shoot up to 4K 60fps, and even though the front can only shoot till 1080p, it can shoot till 1080p 60fps. So yeah, if you want a really good video recording phone for the price and a decent phone for photos and with some decent performance while having one of the best softwares in the market, then a 12/256GB of this phone easily costs around 35,000 rupees nowadays. So yeah, this is a very easy pick under 35,000 rupees for a good camera and a good performing phone. But the charging speed is up to 45 watts and you also don't get a charger in the box, but you do have 15 watts wireless charging and 5 watts reverse wireless charging with this particular device. But if all you want is a really good camera phone and you can live with a device that has a lower performing processor as compared to the other 2 phones, then the number 1 phone in this list, that is Samsung S23 FE, is for you. This one has an Exynos 2200 which even though cannot perform as good as the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 or the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but can give you some decent gaming and editing performance. But the cameras are the main highlighting point of this particular phone. This one has 3 cameras, a 50MP camera with the OIS as the main camera, a 12MP ultra wide angle camera and an 8MP telephoto lens which can shoot up to 3x portraits, and along with a 10MP front camera. Do not judge the phone by its camera specs because the photo and the video quality coming from this device even till this date is one of the best in this price category. All of the cameras can shoot up to 4K 60fps, yes, even the front camera with good stabilization, with good dynamic range and good exposure shift, and also the main camera can shoot up to 8K 24fps with some decent stabilization. So yeah, you can consider this phone one of the best camera phones even under the price of rupees 40,000 rupees, let alone 35,000 rupees. But there are 2 major problems with this particular phone. One is the heating and the battery life. The Exynos processor heats up pretty quickly, and so the battery life is also not as good as compared to the other phones, and obviously it doesn't comes with a charger, and the charging speed is 25 watts at max, and this phone also has some big bezels in the front. So if you can live with those, the 8/128GB of this particular device can be found under the price of rupees 35 to 37,000 rupees normally, and in offers it can go even below that. And if you can wait till the BBT sales, do wait because the price of this phone can go even lower. Now coming to the best camera phones under or around the price of rupees 40,000 rupees, and I've kept 4 devices on this list. The number 4 device is the Vivo V40, which even though hasn't been launched, that is about to launch today, that is the 7th of August, has some pretty good promising cameras. The base variant of this particular phone is supposed to come under the price of rupees 36 to 38,000 rupees, and also considering the fact that the Vivo V30 was also one of the good camera phones, I have kept this phone in this list. But this phone uses a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 which compared to other phones in this list is comparatively weaker processor, but even then it performs decent. So yeah, you can expect some good video editing and gaming experience from this particular device, even though I still think it's overpriced. But the phone has a 50MP with OIS as the main camera and another 50MP as the ultra wide angle camera, and also a 50MP lens for the front camera. All of the cameras can shoot up to 4K 30fps, and also considering the fact that the Vivo V30 was also a good camera phone in this list, this phone can also also be termed as a good camera phone. But there are some major faults with this particular device, that is it uses a UFS 2.2 storage even in this price, and Vivo software is also not liked by everyone, and obviously the weaker processor. But if you wanted a phone with not only good camera performance but also very good software, then the number 3 device on this list is for you, that is the Google Pixel 7. I haven't picked the 7a because the pricing of the 7a and the 7 is almost similar, so yeah, obviously everybody will choose the Pixel 7. This phone has a Tensor G2 chipset, which is a decent processor at best, because as compared to other phones in this range, it can be termed as a weaker processor. But overall you can still game on this device, and also you can edit videos on this. But it comes to the camera, this phone is a very good one for the price. This phone has a 50 megapixel main camera with OIS and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a 10.8 megapixel front camera. All of the cameras can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS, and the photo and the video quality of Google phones, everybody knows that, is one of the best in the market. So considering the price of 38,000 for the 8/128GB of this particular device, it's a very good phone if you wanted a phone with not only good cameras but also good software. But yes, this phone is almost 2 years old now, and also it doesn't have a charger in the box. So yeah, if this phone suits you, you can buy this. The number 2 phone in this list is a phone coming from a company whose phones aren't usually recommended at such high cost, that is a Xiaomi 14CV. And the only reason I've kept this phone in the number 2 list is because of two main things, that is the performance of this particular device and the camera performance of this particular device. The phone has a Snapdragon 8s Gen 3, which gives better performance as compared to Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but yeah, it falls behind the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. But even then, it can give a very good performance in terms of gaming and also editing. But when it also comes to camera performance, this phone performs very good. This phone has a Leica branded 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, along with a 50 megapixel telephoto lens and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. And on the front, you not only get one camera, you get two cameras, that is 32 megapixel each. One is a main and one is a ultra wide one. And with all of the cameras, you can shoot really good photos and videos. All of the rear cameras can actually shoot up to 4K 60 FPS. The main camera can shoot up to 8K 30 FPS. The front camera can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS. The H256GB of this particular device costs around 43,000 rupees, but if you can wait till sales or the BBT, the price can get dropped then. But even for this price, it's a very good phone. There aren't many major faults in this particular device, but again, buying a Xiaomi device at the price of rupees 40,000 and above will be a skeptical choice for a lot of users out there. And number 1 in this list, I've kept two devices, that is the Samsung S23 and the iPhone 13. Yes, both of these phones cost over 45,000 or around 50,000 rupees currently, but if you can wait till BBT, the prices of these phones can drop down to around 40,000 rupees. So considering that, I have kept this particular device in the top list. The S23 has a triple camera setup with 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens that can shoot up to 3x portraits, and a 12 megapixel front camera. The main camera can shoot up to 8K 30 FPS, and rest all of the cameras can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS. Yes, even the front cameras and the photo quality and the video quality is coming from this particular device is one of the best in the range. But if you want the best video recording device, then choose the iPhone 13. This is a 12 megapixel main camera with OIS and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a 12 megapixel front camera, and all of the cameras can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS, and also the photo and the video quality especially coming from this particular device is one of the best in the range. So yeah, if you wanted the base phones around the price of rupees 40,000 rupees, then you can consider these two devices. But these are compact phones, so obviously the battery life will be compromised a little bit, and also the heating will be a little more as compared to other devices in the range. So these were my picks for the best camera phones or best overall phones for the price of rupees or around the price of rupees 40,000 rupees. And in this list, you can find the best devices or the best camera devices around the price of rupees 15,000 to 30,000 rupees. You can also check that. And yeah, till the next video, this was Hridev. See you guys.